Welcome to reading 4 of Livy's Romulus and Remus tale as told, as recounted in stage 48 of Cambridge Latin. So at this point, the twins have grown up. They're around 18. They have figured out that they are the grandchildren of Numitor, but Remus managed to get himself kidnapped, or I guess taken prisoner as he was raiding some of the flocks of Numitor and is turned over to Amulius. And at that point, Romulus rounds up the shepherds that they have been becoming friends with, and they launch an attack on Alba Longa, and Romulus manages to get in and kill Amulius, and they restore their grandfather Numitor to his throne. And rather than wait around for one of them to become his heir and successor, they will decide to go and found their own city. So thus, with the Alban state having been entrusted to Numitor, a desire seized Romulus and Remus to found a city, or a desire of founding a city. So that's the gerundive and the genitive. So a desire of founding a city, or a desire to found a city in iis locis, in these places where, and then take this errant twice with the expositi and the educati. So where they had been exposed and where they had been brought up, so namely near the banks of the Tiber. And the crowd of Albans and of Latins was excessive. To this, also the shepherds had been added, qui omnes, who all easily made hope that, so that expression made hope is going to set up an indirect statement, so that all of them easily made hope that Alba would be small, that Lavinium would be small, compared to the city which would be founded, or which was being founded. So a few notes about that. So the fact that you don't have any conjunction here is called a syndeton. You also get a mild anaphora when you have the repetition of parvum, parvum. And then the most important thing is that this fore is a very common form as a shortened version of futurum esse, so the future infinitive of to be. So they made hope that Alba would be small, that Lavinium would be small. Right, so they're going to found a city that, given the great numbers of people that are looking to join the city, will be very large. And so high hopes, but then an ancestral evil, or more literally, the evil of their grandfather, and the desire of kingdom intervened in these thoughts, right? These thoughts about building a grand city, right? So their ancestral evil, namely that, we saw with Numitor and Amulius, two brothers, each of them wished to be king, and that resulted in violence. That is going to be the case for Romulus and Remus as well. So then their ancestral evil, the desire of kingdom, intervened in these thoughts. And then, a foedum certamen, a foul contest arose, coortum est, from a beginning, a principio, satismenti, gentle enough. Quoniam gemini essent, since they were twins, and it was not possible, nec posset, to make a distinction, facere discrimen, veracundia aetatis, on the basis of their age, ut d, in order that the gods, under whose protection, quorum tutelae, these places were, legerent auguries, choose with augury. So augury is the interpretation of bird signs, so that's the way the gods tell people what their wishes are. So in order that the gods choose, by sending them bird signs, and namely the gods who were the protectors of this place, in order that they choose qui daret nomen, who would give his name to the new city, who would rule the city, understood, having been founded with command. And these are probably indirect questions, right? So they're going to choose who would give his name, who would rule the city. So that's why you've got these imperfect subjunctives here. I already had that. Palatium Romulus, Remus Aventinum ad inaugurandum capiunt. So even though Livy is writing in prose, he is still quite artful, and so we see it here. Putting the Romulus and Remus right together emphasizes the alliteration. And then also notice the endings. Palatium Romulus, Remus Aventinum. So you got nominatives on the inside, accusatives on the outside. So this A, B, B, A word order is called chiasmus. So that's a rhetorical term I need you to know. And then also, as we saw before, there's no conjunction here, and that has a name too. So that's ascendaton. So Romulus took the Palatine Hill, Remus took the Aventine Hill ad inaugurandum, in order to take the auspices, which means to go and look for bird signs, and that will tell them who the gods have chosen to be the ruler of their new city.